You're listening to a portion of our conversation from episode 254 featuring the Jurassic Wire with myself, Brad Jost, and co-host Aaron Beyer. If you want to hear the full conversation, download the episode on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever else you listen to podcasts. Today we discuss the trailer for Camp Cretaceous Season 2, our thoughts on what the second season may contain, and then we switch over to video games for a bit to discuss the emotional weight of video games versus other mediums. As always, be sure to let us know what you think, and of course, we hope you enjoy it. We're going for so long. So let's move on to our next topic, which is going to be Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous Season 2. It was announced. What are your thoughts?
I'm so happy there's a Ceratosaurus in there for you, bud. I'm so
happy. No, man, I don't want it. I don't.
You know what sucks is he doesn't look good. He looks derpy just like he does in Jurassic Park 3. Why can't this thing ever look really good?
I don't know, man. It's
good evolution and the Mattel toy.
I don't know. I just don't like that dinosaur. I guess Jurassic Park 3 ruined it for me. So
I love that dinosaur, man.
I'm hoping that this show helps. You know, I'm really hoping it helps boost that animal for me, because I would love nothing more than to like it. You know, I want to like it. And we do see it in this trailer. I'm not going to play the trailer or anything, but you know, we got a few really cool shots. We got a shot. I have it very small in the bottom of our screen here, so if anybody takes a look at the picture while we're talking.
Baryonyx in the kitchen.
There's that, but I've got some Sinoceratops here and Kylosaurs, it looks like, in there. You got the gyrosphere that Zach and Gray were in with, which is pretty interesting. I would like your take on this. Did you notice the multiple variations of Compsognathus that are not? Compies, that are in this trailer? Did you see them? There's like 3 different versions, 3 or 4. Like there's a lot of versions of compies.
Yeah. I mean,
there's the original, you know, the original green one. There's one that like straight up looks more like a bird. Like almost looks like it's an orange beak on the thing. There's like a grayish one. I guess it's the same one. There's a brown one. Like, what? So, can this correlate with what we saw in the Dominion picture? Like, they kind of look like those brown ones in a way, right? Or even maybe the beaked ones. I forget. But
I mean, I'm sure. I feel like every time I'm on here now, I always reference Jack Ewens.
You're obsessed, dude.
I'm obsessed with him. Jack, I'm obsessed with you. I was having this conversation with him at one point about, like, I didn't like there being more than like 2 color variations.
Yeah.
These animals. And he said that, like, he goes, think of it in terms of you can design your own animals. And so even in Jurassic World, your sole purpose is to sell toys. And so you make a bunch of different colored raptors so that you can go to the theme shop or the gift shop and your kid can pick out whatever color raptor he wants that looks like the one he saw in the cage. And I get it. That gets really into the weeds of, like, I'm always saying that Jurassic World is more of just I can do what I want and get away with it because we've sci-fied it so much into this woo storyline. Whereas I was always much more of a fan, and you know this, and everyone who listens knows this. I was always much more of a fan of, no, we made dinosaurs, you know?
Yeah. But I like that aspect that you're talking about, because it feels like a theme park, a real thing. You know, honestly, it's the reason why we've gotten so many Ninja Turtle TV shows or Power Rangers TV shows or any kids show is for toys. Like, that's the reason most of these things are made to begin with.
And he said this, I just hate that concept, but I know in the back of my cynical mind that this is happening at these theme parks, right? Like, they're gonna, you know, it's like, hey, well, we need to sell a new color raptor because all the visitors have already bought the brown one. Can you make like a red one for us to sell?
Well,
you know.
I mean, the Indominus is what that
The
is. I
Indominus
mean,
is that, yeah,
that's
exactly.
exactly
We
what
need
it
to
is.
sell.
We
Yeah,
need an influx of cash at this park, so let's make a new dinosaur to bring in
right.
guests. So
But I
it's a
always
new
thought of,
attraction. That's it.
yeah, and I don't know. I mean, when I was a kid, like mallard ducks were like, I loved mallard ducks. I used to go to my aunt's apartment, and she had a
Yeah.
pond in the back. You'd always go feed the ducks, and there was male mallards, which had green heads, and female mallards, which had brown heads.
Hmm.
And so, in my mind, in 65 million years, when some nut decides to clone mallard ducks, he's only getting two variations of that duck. You know what I'm saying? So, like, again, I hate what he's telling me about this,
Yeah.
but I accept it because I get it, right? And these
Sure.
compies feed right into that garbage that I don't like, which is, yeah, we can do whatever we want and get away with it to sell merchandise at the theme park, you know?
I mean,
So
they're
of
straight
course,
up eating garbage off a theme park floor. So yeah.
yeah. No, so of course there's multiple compies that satiate the people who say that the compies look different in every movie, and I say, well, they're really just mild variations mixed with color grading and lighting effects. Like they're all, you know.
Yeah. I mean, we've gotten very small sprinklings of them in, you know, other films.
Yeah.
So this is kind of, I like this kind of, I really like seeing all these different variations. I think it's
cool,
pretty
and
cool.
It makes it a bit more acceptable to me, you know.
Yeah, it's interesting. And as soon as I noticed that, I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. That's really awesome that we have different variations that are actually legit different variations, not just like a weird take or this designer's take on a compy. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. What else?
I love
get?
they're eating pizza out of a pizza box.
Yeah.
Like, oh, just, I freaking love it, man.
We've got a shot here of the kids for some reason inside paddock 9. Like, what are they doing in there? How'd they get in there? The kids.
Are we sure? Sure.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, because there's a shot of the wooden the wooden structure that the viewing platform for paddock 9 for the T-Rex kingdom, and there's a bunch of destruction, and somehow Darius is hiding behind that, and then you see the T-Rex walking in, going back home. It's probably the next day, and somehow the kids wandered in there.
How do you wander into a paddock?
I mean, I don't know. The last we see them, they're somewhere, I guess near the dock or whatever, right? Or something, I forget. But they probably just wander their way back there, I don't know, going through some corridors and end up in the paddock. But at that point, you're like, well, what do you... Get out of there. Get out of enclosures. Go to the hotel. Go somewhere else. What are you doing?
Yeah, all right. We don't...
But I'm cool with it. I think it's fun. I honestly, I'm good with it because I'd like to see, like, what happened in there, because it honestly looks like it's been destroyed, and it makes me think that maybe a storm came through, which is very cool to me because Jurassic is synonymous with these characters that you know and love, islands, dinosaurs obviously, and storms and like rain. So I'm really excited to see maybe that return here. With some sort of, maybe like a storm comes through and destroys a lot of stuff. Maybe that's an explanation for why, things look the way they do. And if they do decide to stick with that weeks to months answer that like Colin gave online, like that could be a good way to answer a lot of those questions for us fans. So that's pretty cool, I think.
Yeah. The weeks to month thing, I know that like animals in water when they're dead decay like really fast, but weeks? Like, do you think an Indominus Rex would be eaten by ocean micros within weeks? That seems...
No, specifically that thing. Maybe other creatures, maybe, but one that has like skin that like armor piercing rounds or whatever can't pierce, like...
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't assume that thing would deteriorate that fast, but who knows? I don't know. It's a living creature, so who knows? Dude,
I
yeah.
can't believe you can't get behind the Ceratosaurus. I love it, man.
Well, we'll get there. It's first off, we got the Baryonyx, dude. You mentioned it before. I don't know where this is, but it looks like a lab of some sort, or I don't know where. But But honestly, dude, this Baryonyx looks straight out of Fallen Kingdom. Like it looks like the
Oh,
best rendered dinosaur in the show. Like period. It
I was
honestly,
actually going to say this looks like exactly like the toy, which I don't think looks like the one in Fallen Kingdom. So you and I are actually pretty
well, when I say straight out of
split
Fallen
on this.
Kingdom, when I say that, I mean it literally looks like they just took the CG model, copied and pasted into the show. Like it literally looks like this is no, you don't think so? You don't think
No, I don't think so.
look at the quality on this thing, dude. It looks far superior to any of the dinosaurs that we saw in the first season of the show.
Um, I don't think it looks better than the Carnotaur.
Oh, I think it looks way better than the Carnotaur.
Okay. You know what it is? This doesn't look stylized.
No, it looks like it's
I think
straight from a film to me. That's why I think it looks so good. Because it doesn't have this weird, like, cartoony eyeball or anything like that. It looks like wet and kind of like, like I don't know, it just looks like straight out of the film. Maybe it's just the way it's lit in this shot, but the skin
it's very
pattern,
well for these
everything
for
looks
Camp Cretaceous,
fantastic.
very well lit. This Baryonyx is very well lit for Camp Cretaceous for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I just think it looks
Um,
so good. It looks like, to me, it looks better than any of the dinosaurs I saw. Sometimes the dinosaurs looked a little smooth, but this one, like, I see every, pattern in the skin and every bump and, fold in the skin. It just looks amazing.
do you think this is the new Carnotaur of this season? Do you
Um,
think this is the thing they're running from, or do you think it's about the T-Rex this time around?
I feel like it's got to be more so about the T-Rex, but yeah, I don't know because there's supposed to be three of these guys as far as the toys are concerned, and there's three named dinosaurs.
Wait, what
Um,
toys?
there's like a thing of like three toys, the minis or whatever. Um, there's and I never know where this thing is every time I bring it up, and I bring it up all the time. But there's three different ones.
Okay, so you're saying that these toys are already like released and kind of
I guess they're released. I have no idea, to be honest, if they ever
okay.
came out
All
or
right.
not. But it's like Grim, it's like Grim and Limbo and somebody else, Lamborghini. I don't know.
Okay, Lamborghini,
Yeah,
Mercedes. All right.
Mercedes, Brooklyn. So moving on to the next shot here, we get the kids and they're in the woods or in the jungle,
Yep.
and then this is your guy here, Ceratosaurus, comes out of the trees. And this is why I think that Baryonyx looks so good, because when this guy comes into the frame, he's got straight up cartoon eyeballs, and like
Yeah.
it's weird, and honestly it looks like the toys, because like the T-Rex, that one that like shakes and roars, I don't know what
Yeah.
the name of it is. Who knows? Too many buzzwords. It has that same eyeball. Like it has a very yellow cartoony eyeball on that T-Rex toy, and that's exactly what this looks like. And I feel like sometimes the Carnotaurus has that look as well. So and specifically on the toy.
You know what's funny is I at the beginning of this conversation I said, "Oh, it looks bad. It looks derpy." I'm not going to say it's bad because, like, I mean, I would love to be able to model like this. Um, is this the first one that we're seeing that doesn't have a Jurassic World counterpart, like model from ILM?
I don't know.
Because I feel like ILM delivered all these models to this company and they like retopologize. We've had this conversation, retopologize, retexture, make it work for animation, right? But I feel like this is like something that they were like, I mean, they're not going to go pull out a model from Jurassic Park 3. Like they just, those simply just don't exist. So I wonder, like, I feel like this is the first time that this company is getting their teeth cut on like what they want their dinosaurs to look like.
Well, I mean, we do have whatever they created in Jurassic World Evolution. So
Which
I
looks
feel
really
like,
good.
yeah, I feel like that looks way better, but it's still, I just don't like that paint job, and I don't know what it is. I just cannot get behind
You're
that dinosaur.
nuts, dude. This red head, it's so cool.
Nope, nope,
Oh, it's
nope.
so cool.
I don't know, man. I just can't get behind it. Yeah, yeah. That red head is horrible.
Oh, you're nuts, dude. Sign me
I'm
up.
like, I'm looking at the toys right now, and I'm like, no,
Oh my
no.
god, I've got like so
I
many of them. They're great.
I feel like Ian Malcolm when John Hammond's like, can you go back to the island? He's like, no, no, and I'm gonna tell everybody that thinks they're gonna buy one to not buy one. Uh,
You're
so
nuts.
yeah, I just don't like it. I'm scrolling through Google Images, and I'm like, I'm trying to find one that I like, and man, that one that Mattel made for Fallen Kingdom is hideous.
You are nuts. It is so
Hideous.
good compared to like the Mattel one or
Well, yeah, the Hasbro one,
the
dude.
Hasbro one.
I mean, what even is that growler thing? But, ooh, yeah, I just don't like
Dude,
it. I don't like it.
no, I love it, man. I love
No,
it.
no.
If you find them, buy them for me. I want more.
Here's like a, what is this? This is like some sort of collectible on eBay. I don't know what this is, but it's like gold and it looks cool. Like, and it just looks like a cool dinosaur, and it's just like a bust. And I'm like, I'm down for that. But
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't. It's just cool looking Ceratosaurus. But outside of that one, they all look hideous. I do have one toy. I do have the one brown one that they made, which I think is better looking than the other one.
No.
It's definitely better looking than whatever.
You're
that
one
other
of
color
those
scheme.
people.
Yep, yep. I think it's so much better, dude. It looks good
No.
compared to the other one.
Dude, the red head, it reminds me of the mallard duck. No, it reminds me of like the red head it reminds me of something that like would attract like a female in the animal kingdom. Like the males have this bright red head, like a bird. Birds have weird head colors. Like I'm not saying all the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park or World should have that, but
Yeah.
for this one species that it's like a tertiary animal, like no one cares about Ceratosaurus in Jurassic World or Jurassic Park. It's just cool that they've got this variant animal that has this and mix that with the horns on its face and stuff. It's really cool. You're nuts.
Well, nope, definitely not. And I don't know
All
how they
right.
get out of this situation, but yeah, they're right there, and the thing is like attacking them. So who knows?
Yeah. How do you? Yeah, exactly. This thing's monstrous. How do you?
It's right there. But yeah, I don't know. What else do we have? We have a T-Rex roaring.
We have the T-Rex. The T-Rex looks really good. It looks better than the one I thought from. I think this model or whatever that is happening with the lighting in this image looks better than the one in the credits for Camp Cretaceous.
Yeah, it looks better than season 1, whatever. But it might just be the same thing. But maybe they only rendered that,
I don't
that
know.
thing. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Check out 36 seconds where the Rex is looking to the left with her jaws open. This is like a remodel. This looks like the Jurassic Park T-Rex.
I'm looking all over for 36 seconds, and it's like where I am. Yeah, it does look good. Yeah, it looks really good there.
It looks like they remodeled this.
Yeah,
this
it's possible.
Animal.
The other one I feel like is like obviously it was just for smashing the gates open. Like that was all they used it for. So maybe that's all they ended up doing is like, let's just do this real quick. It doesn't have to be as flawless as the rest of them.
Yeah, but let's think about this. People have been complaining about the Rex design for so long, and Jurassic Camp Cretaceous they're obviously using assets from ILM. Do you think that ILM has remodeled the Rex for the new movie and this is a variant on that? Dude, this Rex looks more like a Jurassic Park Rex than it does a Jurassic World Rex.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Because even when
it doesn't look like the Fallen Kingdom, roaring at the mountain Rex, but I think it does look like the Jurassic World one.
See, I don't think it looks like the Jurassic World one. Now, when you go to 18 seconds and you see the shadow coming across the
real
back
thin
wall,
looking shadow, yeah.
That looks like the Jurassic World sickly T-Rex.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have to have this conversation because this is something that's been beaten into the ground, but
something that's interesting to point out though is the fact that there aren't scratches there's no like wounds on this Rex. So I don't know what.
Is that something we have to have in the animated series?
Absolutely, dude. I mean, you have to. You have to. Like it's what this dinosaur is. You know, it's a wounded. This is after the Indominus fight, shortly after, right after. You know, the next day. And so it should have some fresh wounds, not only wounds from 30 years ago.
Okay.
It doesn't have any. Hey. It doesn't have any kind of claw marks down its neck or its back or anything like that.
What if they're in? What if the T-Rex didn't go back to T-Rex Kingdom, but they're inside T-Rex Kingdom, Paddock 9, and there's another T-Rex in there with it?
I mean, that would be possible, but this is just, it looks exactly like the same Rex. So I don't know. That would be cool though. That would be pretty awesome. And I would be
down for a second T-Rex on this island.
I just wouldn't want it to look exactly the same. Like the Lost World ones looked enough different that you're like, okay, I can see the difference there. Even though most of it's so dark, you can sometimes barely tell.
Come on, man, did you really know the difference? Like,
well, at the end of the movie, you can definitely see for sure.
In that one final shot,
yeah. All right, I'm sure there's, I forget specifically, but I'm sure there's moments where you're like, okay, yeah, I can see it in the dark, but yeah, I would just like a little bit different, especially for like another iteration of a major dinosaur. I would like a little bit different looking one, nothing that has a red head with like some black stripes or white stripes. I don't want anything like that.
No, not
like
for a Ceratosaurus. Not for a T-Rex.
Not
for a T-Rex, no.
Yeah, so that'd be interesting, and I don't know. It would be cool, but like I don't know if I would love it because I'm like, oh, you're just gonna go ahead and introduce another random new detail that makes me mad. Maybe.
I don't know.
But lastly, we have a shot here of a handprint and a Bumpy footprint. So Ben is on the hunt for Bumpy, it looks like.
Is that Ben's hand?
I would assume. Probably Ben's hand.
I mean, I don't know why he's looking for Bumpy. Bumpy's probably 10 times the size as the Bumpy that made that handprint, 2 days later. So
yeah, maybe, yeah. But that's about it. Excited. I mean, not much to talk about or go off of there. But
no, but you know what I'm excited about season 2 for? I'm excited that we're not going to be constrained by the Jurassic World timeline.
Mm-hmm.
For season 2, it's going to be just totally a story after Jurassic World. And
yeah.
I did feel in Camp Cretaceous that they were very limited to be like, the kids have to be here and the stadium has to be this way and this has to be this because you're working in the same timeline as our first movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited. That's cool.
Yeah, I think it definitely opens them up for a lot of cool things. I know, I forget. I guess I was talking with Tom about it. Potentially crossing over to that weeks to months time frame. If it ever does get there, and I don't know if season 2 gets there, but it would be kind of cool. Imagine if we did get to see like that moment in the beginning of Fallen Kingdom with the helicopter coming in, trying to get the Indominus bone and the T-Rex. Like, imagine them witnessing that from like a different angle. That would be really cool,
Well, yeah, totally. And I don't think these kids get saved until the end of this show. Because when you think about what we all thought Camp Cretaceous season 2 was going to be like, we assumed that season 1 was going to end with them being rescued or something. And everyone was like, oh, season 2 can be a new set of kids and their adventures at Jurassic World during that time frame.
Yeah.
And they took this really bold move to be like, no, we're going to strand them on this island.
Yeah.
And this one season covered 3 or 4 days. So, I mean, you can do.
I think it was a little bit longer because somebody said like it was like a few more days because of Bumpy's, growth rate there.
Sure. I guess what I'm trying to get at though is like if Eric Kirby can survive however long it was he survived, this group of kids with, like you said, hotels should be able to survive longer.
Yeah, I think somebody had mentioned, maybe it was Colin or somebody. They've done a few things. Some people have talked online, and then there was like a panel at New York Comic Con at home or whatever that was branded. But somebody did say at one point that this show is not about adults coming to save kids. And I think that's great. Like, I don't know how they're going to get out of this situation, but like, that's not what this show is about. It's not about, being saved. It's about, finding your own way. And I think that's pretty cool. So I don't know how they find their own way home, but it could be a while. And I mean, we could potentially have a lot of seasons of this show. So
I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah, the Dragons one is still going, right? Like,
yeah, stuff is a lot of these like DreamWorks shows. Yeah, they continue on and they go on for years and years. Like, and like very, very quickly, it's like, oh my God, this show's been on since like 2018 and it has like 9 seasons. And you're like, wait, what? Like, why?
Yeah. Which honestly, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how this one was perceived outside of our Jurassic like community, right? Like, it's kind of unfair to say that this was very successful because I'm looking at it through the eyes of like our echo chamber on Twitter of Jurassic fans, right? But I think this was more like critically acclaimed than the Fast and Furious one, and the Fast and Furious one is also getting a sequel. So
it's already out.
Is it what, Spy Racers or something?
Yeah, season 2 is already out right now.
Yeah,
and that one came out a little bit before Camp Cretaceous, a few months before, so it's on schedule. Pretty much.
Now, what I don't have the source with me, and I don't know the exact number. I think it's 6, but Netflix has announced the other day that they are going to be doing 6 feature animations a year for the foreseeable future. Now that's more than feature animations. That's more than Pixar, Disney, Blue Sky, DreamWorks combined.
God,
per year. So wouldn't it be amazing if Camp Cretaceous got a full feature like budget and we got a full feature animation?
Yeah, I mean,
had like, or even if it wasn't Camp Cretaceous, like leave Camp Cretaceous be the show and then like an animated movie of just something else, like, a raptor base in Chile or something.
That would be amazing. Yeah, that would be amazing. Awesome. See, the problem is like, and this has been the question for years and years when it comes to like TV shows is like, do you think you guys will ever do a movie? And I'm like, I hate that question because why? Why would you want a movie when we just got 24 hours of the TV show, instead of just 2 hours, whatever.
Well, and that's the argument. That's the argument with video game movies. It's like, wait, why does a video game have to get a movie to be legitimized as a great story? Uncharted.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Uncharted is 13 hours per game.
Yeah.
And you're going to boil that down to 2? How do you capture the essence of that world in 2 hours? You can't.
Yeah. Nathan Drake looks like Nathan Drake and he sounds like Nathan Drake and the story is incredible throughout multiple games.
Right.
So yeah. I mean, Tom Holland looked okay, I guess. He looked like Uncharted 1, but I don't know how Mark Wahlberg's going to look as Sully, but that's going to be interesting, right?
You know what? That's a whole different rant.
Tom Holland can maybe look the role and certainly act the role, but he's not gonna have that Troy Baker voice, right? Like,
no, it's not Troy Baker.
Is it not Troy Baker? Oh no, yeah, you're right. Troy, it's Nolan North. My bad. Yeah, so he's not gonna sound like Nolan North. Like
no.
Yeah, I don't know. He can't escape like that kid sound, like that kid young guy.
Here's the thing.
Sound.
Here's the thing with Uncharted. I'm going to spoil Uncharted. So if you have not played those games, 1, you should. And 2, pause it or skip ahead 30 seconds. Okay. Starting right now. Okay. Uncharted is about a world that is normal. And then at the end of Uncharted, you find a very mystical, like sci-fi-y fantasy thing. How can you possibly make a prequel to that is interesting?
Honestly, I mean, is it going to really be a prequel?
It's not a prequel. It's young Nathan Drake.
I don't even know if it's, I think it's just Uncharted, but slightly younger. Like, I don't even know. Cause like what he's wearing in that picture is his Uncharted 1 outfit, right?
I mean, I think in Uncharted 1 he wears denim jeans, but yeah.
Okay, you yelled at me for talking about Malcolm's shirt, man.
In Uncharted 1, it was a big deal that the denim gets wet. It was a big deal.
He has jeans on though, you know.
But you know what I'm saying? That's the allure of Uncharted. Is like, oh, it's this real world. I mean, I guess Indiana Jones is that same thing.
It's the same thing.
Where like every movie is like it's the real world, and then something mystical happens.
Of course, yeah.
I mean, which is why Uncharted 4 is phenomenal, because it's just a straight treasure hunt. It's awesome.
It's a great game.
Oh, great game. Great game. If you're not into video games, but you really love stories, just get online and Google like Uncharted 1, 2, 3, or 4 and just watch the cutscenes, because you'll get the whole story.
It's really awesome. Yeah.
I would say Uncharted
family story, like
Uncharted 4 is probably the first video game that ever made me cry in the opening credits. Like Uncharted 4, when it started, this is a great rant. Uncharted 4, they changed the composer, and I was really like upset about it.
Oh yeah.
Originally they changed the composer, but the composer was someone they brought in from the movies, whereas the original composer was television. And I'm not saying that one is better than the other necessarily, but when Uncharted 4,
what's his name? I forgot the guy's name.
Henry Jackman, I think.
Henry Jackman. Yeah, he came in late, right?
4,
but the other guy,
and then Greg Edmondson did 1 through 3. Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
And beautiful scores. Like
they're beautiful scores.
The theme is amazing.
When Uncharted 4, you go through the teaser sequence, and then the credits kick off, and it draws out your old adventures on a map. I'm there like bawling, because I know that this is the last one. The music is Henry Jackman took the theme that Greg Edmonds, I'm butchering this name, Edmund made, which is already beautiful, and he just amped it to 11, and like, oh dude, they're right there. That's the emotional reaction that Jurassic World Dominion is not going to get out of me. Right.
I mean, PlayStation is the reason I'm like, all these games in PlayStation are the reason why I keep sticking with that platform, because like, you know, The Last of Us 2 is a game that I've never felt anything like that game, you know, in my entire life playing video games. So
yeah, me neither.
And you know what, I think we were talking about, and I gotta say this because somebody had pointed out when we were talking about Jurassic World Aftermath, and they're like, well, you guys aren't gamers. And I'm like, okay, now, hold up.
Whoa.
Hold up now. What are you talking about, guy?
Do I need to show you the picture of my credenza that has 2 of every console? Because my wife and I, let me tell you about true gamers. Yeah. My wife and I have more conversations through PlayStation Party Chat than we do in real life. All right. So don't come at me. I'm not a gamer. All right. I consume video game podcasts like freaking soda pop. All right.
Yep. Same.
Water even. So don't come this. You're not gamers. Get out of here.
Like, I feel like, you know, a very, very good percentage of my day is pulling out a game system and playing, or my phone, or whatever. Like, I'm constantly playing on my Switch, or going and playing on PlayStation, or playing on my phone, whatever it is. I'm just constantly on something. Gamer. And literally since I've been 3 years old, whatever. Like, so yeah, I just laughed really hard when that person said, well, you guys aren't really gamers, so you don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, okay.
Where was this? Let me talk to this. Let me talk to this person. Not gamers. Ridiculous.
So hopefully he's watching this one. But this section has nothing to do with games. But yeah, the Uncharted series and Last of Us and all that, very emotional. So Jurassic, we'll see. We'll see if they can really hit that spot. But it's all these, you know, connected stories that really lay the groundwork. Maybe Camp Cretaceous can do that for us. I hope so.
Look, between Mattel and DreamWorks, they're giving us everything we've asked for. Like, I feel like it's slower because it's not as saturated as like Marvel or Star Wars.
Yeah.
But they're giving us everything we've asked for. I think the only thing left would be a live action TV show, which really, like, come on, do we really need a live action TV show?
I
Like,
mean, it's coming at some point. We know that.
I know, but like, what more could they do? How many times can you show me the same shot? Like I made a joke about, oh, the baryonyx in the kitchen shot. Like, how many times can you show me the same shot and try to pull some kind of like nostalgic emotion out of me?
I mean, it happened in Jurassic 1, and then of course, I mean, it probably happened in other points, but like literally, Fallen Kingdom had that exact shot, like from that trailer, you know, with the crew just sitting up against that pedestal of the Triceratopsian thing.
With
the Indoraptor.
Totally,
like it was identical to that shot with the framing and everything. So I don't even know which one they're trying to reference there. Is it JP1 or Fallen Kingdom? I have no clue.
Oh, but gotta be JP1.
Maybe. I'm very excited for season 2, and like you said, I think it'll cover some obviously new ground, and I know everybody's like, well, are they going to come into contact with the mercenaries in Fallen Kingdom that are taking the dinosaurs? I'm like, no, we're not. It's not spanning 3 years all of a sudden, but it's more likely that you could see that beginning if they actually stick with their word that this is weeks to months, but who really knows? Who knows?
Yeah,
I hope it shows the destruction of this island to show how it kind of got as beat up as it did. So that's something I'm hoping for.
I mean, I think we're going to see more of that. I would love to see these kids survive a storm, or like, because they're in the tropics. There's got to be multiple storms that come through constantly. That was the big thing in Jurassic Park, right? Like, they're always just waiting for the storm that's going to come and take them out. And it's like, again, more chaos, but like, why would you build where tropical storms are just a thing constantly?
Yeah.
But we know that they are.
We haven't really had that yet. Right? In Jurassic World, it did rain at some point. We never saw it rain, but it rained because Main Street's all wet. So at some point it rains. Fallen Kingdom, is there rain at Lockwood's estate? I forget. I think maybe. I don't remember. I don't know. But outside of that, it's like we got to revisit like a big storm. I feel like in order to lend another thing that feels very Jurassic, you need a hurricane or something to come through.
Storms are fun, man.
Yeah,
they're dark and they're scary, and
it could let out more dinosaurs and create some more havoc for the island.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's good enough. We wrapped up that portion, and let's go ahead and move on to the next one.